Hi everyone, my name is Pooja Khatri and today I'll be explaining about planning, which is the function of management in this video. And I will be explaining about the process of planning, what is planning and their types. So for that reason, I have made a small presentation, which I will be sharing in this video. Let's get started. So what is planning? So planning is the function of management, which is of course, it is the process of determination of organizational activities and selecting a best course of action in order to achieve a predetermined objectives. It is also known as psychological and recorded activities that plan out the future action to be taken. It entails activities including such as enhancing organizational objectives and policies, identifying various options for action, and selecting the um, most appropriate action. So, planning is an intellectual process that involves deciding ahead of time. There are altogether 7 steps of planning. The first one is setting objectives. The first and most important step in planning is to establish objectives. It is the final outcomes that organization want to accomplish through its procedure. The second one, which is known as developing planning premises, is primarily concerned with the future. And there are certain events expected to have an effect on policy formation. Such events are of an external nature, and if neglected, have an adverse influence on the planning. The third one, identifying alternative course of action. As soon as objectives are established, assumptions are formed, the very next step is to bring them into action, into operation. Perhaps there are numerous methods to operate and accomplish objectives. All possible ways to proceed must be recognized. The fourth one, which is known as evaluating alternate course of action, throughout this stage, the advantage and disadvantage of every option are considered against the desired outcomes. The fifth one, selecting one best alternatives. This steps adopts and implements the most valuable scheme with the fewest adverse consequences. The sixth, implementing plan. In this stage, managers basically explain the strategy to the employees and helps to transplant into reality. The last one, which is known as follow-up action. Follow-up refers to the process of constantly checking the plan and soliciting responses at regular times. It contributes to the achievement of goal. So now I'm going to be explaining about types of planning. So there are altogether 4 types of planning. The first one is corporate or strategic plan, tactical or division plan, operational or unit plan, or contingency planning. In a corporate or strategic plan, uh, the top level management, create the strategy, keeping the long-term goal in mind. It accurately describe the firm's goal and strategy for achieving those goals. So the second one is tactical or division plan. The tactical plan is developed by middle level management while keeping the organizational long-term goal in mind. It is basically the partition of the company strategy that acts as a bridge between the operational and business plans. The third one, which is known as operational or unit plan. In this plan, lower level management prepares by taking into account, I mean to say that when the employees work, like how the employees work, they will be keeping the notes of day-to-day activities of the employees. They create the work schedule for them. In contingency plan, when something unexpected occurs in between the planning, then this contingency planning is created. These plan are sometimes referred to as a particular kind of planning by a business expert. So lastly, to sum up, planning is the intellectual predetermination of objectives and a course of action to be followed to achieve a stated goal effectively and on time. It involves decisions on organizational goal and policies, finding alternatives to the current path of action, and choosing the optimal course of action to carry out the program. Thank you.